Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I am so excited to finally sit down and film my first impression slash review of the Pat McGrath Labs Celestial Divinity palette, which looks like this. Well, this is the outside packaging. When you open it up here, it's got this little nifty flap in the back, and that is what the inside looks like. Pretty much just like the carton. And then when you flip her open, there she is in all her glory. It's kind of attached funny with these little strings here, like this mirror is. Kind of strange. I will say I'm not exactly like gagging over the packaging, but this palette in particular is a lot cheaper than her normal $125 palettes. And it also has a lot more shades because the pan sizes are smaller. So I'm not mad at it. It is what it is. If she's making her palettes cheaper, there has to be a cut somewhere. It was in the packaging and it was within the product size. So I'm going to show you like a normal pan size for her just to give you some sort of like basis for comparison. So the one I'm going to compare to is the Bronze Ambition palette. This is like one of her 6-pan palettes. But you can just see the pan sizes are, way different. So when you're taking into consideration like her original packaging, it's this really, don't mind the fingerprints, they get disgustingly dirty. But it's this really beautiful glossy black packaging. It's heavy duty. There's like metal on the back. The inside is just stunning with this beautiful like beveled mirror. Like this is the heavy duty real deal crazy packaging that, Pat McGrath Labs is known for, and one of the reasons why her products are so expensive. But when it comes to this holiday release, we've got the typical like cardboard packaging. Actually, I was a little shocked at how the back looks. So they slapped a sticker on here with all the shade names, and it's like crooked, which drives my OCD crazy. But anyway, that was to be expected because there is quite a price cut with this palette. This one I believe was $78. I'll have to fact check if I'm wrong. I'll throw it up on the screen here. Now, the main difference that everybody has been talking about, which we knew it was going to be this way, the formula in her holiday release is not, you're not going to find those special shades, those like real glittery, flaky, kind of like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's those special shades that Pat McGrath is very well known for, and is one of the reasons why it makes these larger palettes so incredible, because you cannot find that formula anywhere else as far as I'm concerned. I've tried lots of shadows, and her special formula is just something unique and different. You're not going to find those in this holiday release. However, Pat McGrath's shimmer formula is to die for regardless, like her normal shimmer formula. And that's what you're going to find most of in this palette. So, in this palette you have 3 mattes, which was a little shocking, to be quite honest. You've got this one down here, you've got the one up top, and then the one over here on the side. So, I'm going to attempt today, for you guys, to create several different looks over different eye bases, just to give you guys an idea of, what eye base to use with these kinds of shadows. And then at the very end, we'll stick with one eye look. I'll do the rest of the face, that way I don't look completely crazy, and then we will wrap up my thoughts and opinions on this palette. So if you guys are not already subscribed to my channel and you like makeup and beauty content, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you leave today. While you're at it, ring that notification bell, that way you don't miss any of my future uploads. Let's get into this video. So I went ahead and slathered my arm with the Born This Way Too Faced Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. We're going to use that as my base. I'm just going to swatch from left to right up here on my arm. That one's a little crumbly. So far, maybe I should scoot a little bit closer, huh? Almost ran out of room there. Have a couple of duochromes in there, huh? Okay, one last row. Oh, I really like this one here, this duochrome. It switches from like green to like a burgundy, I guess. It's really pretty. I don't know why that one didn't swatch very well. There we go. That one's a duochrome as well. I think it shifts from like a, I don't know, like a rust to a maroon shade. But anyway, that's the last row. Gorgeous. So what I'm going to do now is put an eye base, a different eye base on each lid, and then we're going to go ahead and create 2 different eye looks. And if I'm feeling really frisky, I might go ahead and do another couple eye looks. And then we'll finish off with something and finish the face. I really wish they would have added some browns, some matte browns into this palette, because all we have is a lilac or a lavender shade. We've got a deeper, like, plum shade, and then we have a burgundy shade, and that's it. And we have some really beautiful, like, green tones in here and golds that a brown would really complement well. So, I don't know, like, I don't want to just do the purples and such, but how are you supposed to use a green and not look like Barney if you're going to add purple in there? Alright, let's get something on the lids. I'm going to start off with the Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas Eye Base on my right side, your left side. I'm just going to spread this out with my finger. If you guys have this eye base, what do you think of it? Does it remind you of a concealer, like it does me? I mean, it even says Clean Canvas, what does it say? Concealer and eye base, because it does conceal the purple on your lids, or discoloration, or whatever. So, in that regard, like, I guess it's meant to be somewhat of a concealer. Okay, I think what I want to do is start blending this really pretty, like, light colored, well, it's the lightest shade in the palette. This one is called Venusian Orchid. Okay, it's the only real, like, crease shade we have. Like, there's not many options. I really like using mattes to build up my crease. Alright, let's take the other matte shade, this deeper one here, build up a little bit more, and then we'll throw some shimmers on. I guess this was meant to be more or less like an easy palette. Just throw like a matte in the crease, couple shimmers, done. I don't know. I mean, the mattes are exactly what you would expect from Pat McGrath. They blend beautifully. Now this one's a little more sheer. I don't know how I feel about that second shade. I don't think I like that too much. I like the first shade, the first transition shade, but I don't think I really care for that second shade. It's just not doing a whole lot for me. Let me try to build it up with a different brush. Maybe it's the brush. Yeah, that's doing a lot better. That brush was just not meant for laying down color. I do want to keep this rather simple. I mean, you kind of have to anyway because of the matte situation, but I don't know. Let's throw this deeper purple. Not deeper purple. This one here. This purple has been really calling my name. This really, like, beautiful electric purple right here. Let's put that towards the outer edge, and then we'll figure something else for the inner corner. And I'm using my finger with the shimmers because I always do that. In my experience, the shimmers are best with the finger. Okay, I think what I want to do, I don't know what effect I'm going to get from this, but there's this really beautiful color right here on the end. It's shifty, like blue and purple. And I want to stick that on the inner corner. Why not? I usually like a little bit more depth than this in my eye looks. I feel like this would be a good complementary palette. Not so much a standalone unless you're going for a purple look. And even then, that's going to be difficult with the limited amount of mattes. I mean, it's nothing special, but it's a pretty purple eye look. I feel like I'm not done with that. Like, I want to do something else with it. Maybe I need to build it up a little bit more. I'll tell you what. Because I'm extra and this is not... It's just not it. I'm going to take this really deep, like, black purple down here and just place some of that on the outer corner. I'm probably going to jack this up, but it's calling me. So that's what I'm going to do. A little bit of depth somewhere, anywhere, please. Now, if you're into really simple eye looks and you're not too worried about building up a bunch of depth, then the couple shades will be just fine for you. This isn't even darkening it that much. I mean, it's okay. I mean, if I threw on lashes and a freaking eyebrow, it might look a little bit better. Right now, it looks a little crazy. Okay, I'm going to tap a little bit. I know this is getting nuts. I'm going to tap a little bit of this shade right here over top of this. Let's just play. Let's see what happens. I mean, this is what it looks like without it. Nothing really too special, just a purple look. And now we're going to tap that really beautiful, like, duochrome pinky shimmer here. It's going to come off anyway, so it doesn't matter if it looks crazy. I'm just, like, not living. I need some pizzazz. Giving up on that eye. Let's take the Anastasia Beverly Hills eye base on this side. Okay, now let's go ahead and take, I guess, the burgundy shade. The burgundy shade, and I dipped a little bit of this lighter lilac shade. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I don't know. Let's just smoke it out. When in doubt, smoke it out. Doesn't make any fucking sense. I mean, I guess if you're really light-handed with it, you can get a little bit of a transition going. Okay. Same color. It's incredible what a different brush can do. Still wish I had some browns. Let's just have a little bit of fun with it and take this really pretty shimmery red up here. Pack that on the outer corner, and then I'm going to tap... Let's tap this gold shade right in the inner corner. That's different. I mean, I don't hate that one. I kind of like that one, actually. Alright, so there's two very different eye looks. This one, not so much impressive. I mean, I like the color, it's just the eye look itself. Nothing to write home about. You'll have to excuse me, I'll put a robe on because it's chilly in here. Before I take the eye looks off, I will say, I don't really see too much of a vast difference as far as how the shadows applied. They both blended really well over top of both bases, so both with the Gerard Cosmetics base and with the Anastasia base. Really no issues. So I think that it would take, like, wearing the eye looks all day to know how they wear off, if they crease, if they fade, they smudge, whatever. So far, so good with the way they apply. Okay, the next base that I'm going to put down is going to be my NARS eyeshadow base. I'm going to do 2 more looks and then a final look. I mean, I figured why not? I use the NARS eyeshadow base primarily when I'm going to work. Because again, it'll help my makeup last pretty much through my whole work shift. Unless I'm rubbing my eyes and stuff. Then there's not much the NARS can do about that. And then on this side, let's go ahead and use the Sigma eyeshadow stick. Base stick, what? Eyeshadow base primer. This one's just a little stiff. That's what she said. But it reminds me a lot of the soft ochre MAC Pro paint pot. Like a lot. The next look, I want to use the shade up here. It's this really beautiful sparkly purple. That's going to be like on the outer edge. And I think I'm going to add this to the inner corner of that just to bring some lightness to it. Let's build up some mattes first. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and dip into, what do I want to do? This one here. Let's dip into that one again. So many choices. And on this side, I have, what did I put on this side? NARS. NARS on this side. I have to end up with a reputable eye look when I get done because I have to go meet my daughter's friend's parents because we're having a sleepover. So I don't want to look like a complete psycho when I go meet them. Looks just like the other look already, doesn't it? All these matte options I got. I'm just dipping into that same color with a more dense brush like I did the other time. And now dipping into that darker purple. I'm kind of being really quick, not exactly precise with this, since I know I'm just going to wipe it back off. I'm just trying to give you guys an idea of what the colors look like. This is not so much about the skill. Now, let's take that sparkly, beautiful purple and start packing it on. I am going to deepen the outer corner up with that other deep purple, the one that looks like it's almost black. Just a bit. This might look the same exact way the last one did, except for this outer edge here. Ooh, I don't know what I did there. Screwed it up. It looks like trash. Whatever. I'm fighting it. Alright, taking that really pretty shimmer, the one right here on that inner corner. Last time I used this, I had it over top of something else, so you really couldn't see the full effect of this one. This one's more of like a topper shade. There's no opacity to it. It's just like a really pretty glittery type of shade. I like it. That's different. I'm gonna dip into that darker purpley shade. I don't know what the hell's happening up here, but I don't like it. We're gonna stop. Giving up on this one. And we're gonna move over here now. Like, I really want to use some of these greens, but I don't know what to put in my crease to do that. What the hell do you put in your crease? We're dipping into that deeper burgundy shade for this eye look. Again. I just don't know what to do with not having any mattes. It's difficult. I need a little bit more variety. I am, however, happy to pair this with like other palettes, though. I think with other palettes, this could be really pretty. Just as standalone, it's a little hard to use. Unless you're just all about that shimmer life and you don't give a shit about a matte. Gotta have mattes in your palettes. At least enough to make several different kinds of eye looks. This one's pretty limited. So I ordered the Glam Like Cake palette when it first dropped. Everybody that I watch that also ordered that palette the same exact day that it dropped already got their palettes days ago. Like a while ago. Mine is still saying that it hasn't even shipped yet. Like, I got a shipping notification, but it just says the label's been created. It has not actually left the facility. And that's just frustrating. It's like, why, if we all ordered it at the same time, same day, like I was on the website just like everybody else was, ordered it when it dropped, how come they already have their stuff and mine hasn't even left the facility yet? I'm just being a whiny little bitch. That's what's happening. Wah, it's not fair. Okay, now that I have a little bit of a transition built up, let me build up that outer edge one last time. I mean, it is fall, so we might as well make at least one fall eye look. I actually kind of like the way this is blending over the Sigma base, and the Sigma base is one that will last all day. It's just showing up pretty pigmented. It's blending nicely, not having any trouble, and I know it won't smudge or wear off. So there's a really beautiful, like, grungy orange shade right here. Let's pack that towards the middle here. And then let's take this shade right down here. This one's kind of a shifty gold. it shifts from gold to like, I mean, it's all pretty gold, but it is a little shifty. Let's put that on the inner corner. This one kind of looks like the other look I did, just different. And let's pack that other burgundy back in the edge here. Blend it in a little bit better. I don't hate that. Okay, that's that look. Pretty fall toned. Like, this one turns out so much better. I come up high enough. This one's just sad. Look at the difference. Like, when I bring my eyeshadow up high enough, look at the difference between this eye. Looks like it's more open. You can see all the colors. And then this eye I didn't bring up quite as far, and it just looks sad and droopy. So, hooded eye tips right there. All right, so that's looks 3 and 4. Now I'm going to clean this off one last time, and we're going to finish an eye look on both eyes. The same look. Okay, to finish this look, I'm going to go ahead and lay down one last time the eye base. I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Eye Primer. So I haven't really talked to you guys about how you're doing. How you guys doing? Everybody doing all right? I cannot believe that Christmas is 3 months away. Like, it blows my damn mind. I don't know what happened to the entire year. What happened to 2020? Like, it just snuck up on us and then flew by. And I'll be glad to see it go, if I'm being totally honest. It's been kind of a nightmare. Let's dip into that deep burgundy shade, build up my crease. I don't know how Shay, from that girl Shay, I don't know how she does eye swatches. Like, I only did 2 eye looks on both eyes and my eyeballs hurt. Like, my lids hurt. They're sore. How does she swatch an entire palette on her lids? Alright, dipping into this deep burgundy shade. That's that one right up there. Let's smoke that out. Okay, now that I have, like, the transition area laid down, alright, I'm going to pack on some of that same shade. Okay, the next thing that I want to do is, I don't know. I'm going to start building up this really pretty, like, bronze shade here. That might be all I do. I'm not really sure what I want to do. Pack on that deeper shade out in the corner one more time. Give it a little bit of a better blend. I'm going to dip into the gold shade up top here. Okay, so that's what we have so far. Alright, I'm going to jump off camera. I'm going to do the rest of the face. Be right back. Alright, so this is the finished look after I added the rest of my face. A little bit of lips. Definitely some foundation, bronzer, contour, blush. You name it, I've put it on. Did my brows. I'm not going to name all the products that I use because we'd be here for the rest of today, but I will try to remember to link all of those down below in the description box in case you guys are interested in checking any of them out. For the eyes specifically, I use the Benefit Roller Lash Mascara. It's one of my favorite mascaras, especially right now. Don't know what it is about it, but I just like what it does for my lashes. I use the Wet n Wild Kohl Crayon Eyeliner. This one is in the shade Pretty in Mink. It's just a brown eyeliner. I use that for the lower waterline. I feel like the brown really complemented kind of this smoky, neutral brown yumminess that was going on, so that's what I did there. On the lips, I used the ColourPop Lippy Pencil. This one is in the shade Curvy. Obsessed with these lippy pencils because you can buy a whole damn box of them and they will complement just about any lip color that you have. So that's what I lined the lips with. And then I went over top of that with a gloss. This one is the Lunar Beauty Gloss in the shade Starlight. Starlight? Yes. Love the Lunar Beauty lip glosses. Fantastic. So that is what you see going on here. Now let's go ahead and recap how I feel about this palette. Oh, Pat McGrath. I will say that after trying like her bigger palettes, owning those larger 10-pan palettes, I love those. I love the quality of them. I love the fact that there's different textures in there. I like the fact that there's several mattes. You got those really foiled shimmers. You have those really flaky, special, duochrome textured shimmers. I like the variety in those. It's not that I don't like this one, so let's not get it twisted. However, this, in my opinion, is not... I can't say it's not a standalone palette because the look you see today was created with just this palette. You can create looks with this palette. I just feel like your looks are going to be very limited as far as how many you can create because it only contains the 3 mattes in there. And the 3 mattes are like two purples and a burgundy, and that's just kind of odd to me. So I feel like this would have really benefited from having at least like one or two browns in here to really kind of, like with the greens and stuff, how are you gonna, I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. Opinions are like assholes, everybody's got one, so that could just be me. I do think the quality of these shadows are really nice. The mattes specifically, they blend beautifully. I didn't have any problem like building them up or, you know, making them look nice. No issue there. The shimmers are really beautiful. They are very shiny. Some of them are more so like toppers, some are duochromes, so I like that you get a little bit of variety in that sense. Am I glad that I bought this palette? I feel like this is a good complementary palette to other palettes that I have of hers. If you already have the Star Wars collection that she came out with last December, or last holiday season I should say, you don't need this because you have 2/3 of this palette. I didn't have either one of those, so I felt like this would really be beneficial to me, and I'm glad that I picked it up. So those are my like roundabout thoughts on this palette. I'm curious to hear from you guys now. What did you guys think about the video? What do you guys think about the palette itself? Have you picked it up? Are you considering picking it up? Is it something that's even on your radar? Let me know down below. I love chatting with you guys, having those conversations with you. It's something I look forward to when I see that I have a comment from one of you and we get to have that little, you know, personal conversation, that interaction. I live for that. I love that. So thank you guys so much in advance to the ones that do take the time to leave me comments. I look forward to it, and I value our interactions with each other, so thank you so much. If you made it this far in the video and you haven't subscribed to my channel, what are you doing with your life? Hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way you don't miss out on any of my future uploads, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.